Friday. Movies are opening. Moana is back. 8 years after fans fell for the precocious Polynesian and her dim-witted rooster. But not along for the ride this time is songwriter Lin-Manuel Miranda. Film columnist Jason Gorber is here to tell us if Moana 2 lives up to the magic of the first. Jason, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Okay, where does Moana 2 pick up? Like, what's the storyline this time?
You know, sometimes film critics come on and they say whether a film's good or bad, and this is one of those ones where it doesn't really matter. This film opened, I guess, on a Wednesday. It's already made like $80 million. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say it's not great. It is okay. I love the first Moana. I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Is that the Lin-Manuel Miranda factor? Is that what's going on?
It may well be the Lin-Manuel Miranda factor, but really it was like a really beautiful narrative, coherently told and all that stuff. And I gotta say, I'm watching this film and I'm thinking, man, I want some of that magic. And sometimes Disney can do this. I actually like Frozen 2 a lot. In some ways I like Frozen 2 more than Frozen. So, and I love Disney animation. I'm a huge, huge fan of Disney animation. I'm watching this film and I'm going, there's something off here. There's something feels weird. I feel like I'm getting like an ending every 20 minutes. I don't know what's happening here. And because I'm a professional film critic, I went on the wiki page after seeing the film, not before. And I saw, oh, this was supposed to be a Disney Plus show. This was 100% set up to be a Disney Plus episodic television show.
Oh.
And it was going to be a season-long story of Moana 3 years after the fact, going on a journey and, you know, finding a way of getting the band back together and going off and exploring more things. But they decided, no, hold on. We're not just going to put this on streaming as an extended narrative. We're going to take all of those narrative elements and we're going to squish them together and we're going to improve some of the animation to theatrical standards as opposed to home standards, because weirdly there's a difference these days. And we're going to release this as Moana 2. And people are like, that's crazy. You could just put it on Disney Plus and it'll do fine. And then they put it out in the theater and it's going to make $1 billion. So this is why I am not Disney. But this is why the film feels a little disjointed. And most people won't care. They'll just go there and they'll enjoy.
Yeah, this is curious because I did not know that it was originally intended as like an episodic release. So let's just say, I don't know how many episodes, but if it was like 10 episodes, how do you, like the narrative arc, there's a narrative arc to each episode. And now you're just sewing them together?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, it probably would have been really drawn out to be 10 episodes, but it would have dived into deeper characters. There's a bunch of characters that show up. You're like, why are you here? Like, this seems even more stereotypical than usual. And in fairness to Mr. Miranda, Lin-Manuel Miranda has got all kinds of hate of late. He's an exceptional songwriter. He really is. He really knows Broadway. He really knows how to actually craft songs. And the songs that he crafted, along with the people, some of whom are back, were fantastic in the first film. And in this one, the films feel a little bit more disposable, a little bit more throwaway. You're in the midst of a grand musical sequence, and you're just kind of like, is this really what we're getting? But again, no one's going to care. The animation is lovely. The ocean looks great, especially as it's cold outside. Why not go spend some time with our Polynesian neighbors as they traipse through the ocean? There's lots of, the effects animation looks great. I mean, that's a super nerdy thing to say, but like the lightning looks amazing. The water looks fantastic. It's incredible how much water animation is done. And given the fact that there's so many Canadians actually involved in actually the development of computer animation, it's wonderful to see that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. It is wonderful to see these characters represented. There's a wonderful joke about somebody calls her a princess and the Rock's character says, she's like, I'm not a princess. And Rock says, everyone thinks you are, because they try to pigeonhole her into the Disney princess thing. There's a few things that work, but generally the film is fine. But if you're looking for something to see in the theater and you're going to be dragged by your kids anyway, you're going to go see it. So this is one of those things, as the film critic, I can be cynical. I can say that it's not as strong as it should be. But it doesn't matter. Everyone's going to go anyway. It's going to make a fortune.
You're probably not going to make it on the billboard. Jason Gorber calls it fine.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Completely cromulent, to use the Simpsons word.
As you say, a lot of people are going to go and see this because they have an affection for how great the first was, and at the end of the day, it's still just a fun storyline, right?
It is a fun storyline.
Yeah.
There's a pig, there's a chicken. It's all good.
Perfect. Okay, a different animation, much lesser
Which
known.
I think is...
Yeah, go ahead.
And I think it's a masterpiece. Okay, sorry to interrupt, but
No.
Flow.
Flow.
Okay, Flow. Flow is a film about a cat. Okay? We get so many dog movies. This is a cat movie. This film played Cannes. It won an award at Cannes. It is essentially the story of a flood that takes place, and the cat has to escape. It's a silent film, but it plays sort of like almost a Buster Keaton film. It's extraordinarily well done. It's a beautiful, emotional, rich film. And like Wild Robot that came out earlier this year, this is an incredibly moving, touching animated film, very different than the big blockbuster Disney stuff, and absolutely worth seeking out. I think it's not only one of the great animated films of the year, I think it's one of the great films of the year. What it does just with character and beats and emotions and camera work and all of these elements is extraordinary. And the fact that this tiny film from Latvia with this tiny crew, I think there's 50 people made the film entirely. He did the music himself. It took him years. Yeah, wow. It is just shows what animation can do. And honestly, again, back to our beloved Canada, it's the kind of stuff that our country absolutely pioneered. The animation that's come out of this country has been absolutely groundbreaking and world class. And the fact that a country, not from Hollywood, not from the big studio system, but from this relatively small Baltic country of Latvia came this beautiful, stunning, wonderful, rich film, which is, for pet lovers, sure, but just anybody who likes action adventure movies, anybody who just wants to be taken on a ride, on a story. Flow is something absolutely worth seeking out. So if you have an animated film that you're itching to see and you want to support the Undercat, go to Flow.
The actual Undercat in this case.
The actual Undercat.
Yeah. Jason, thank you so much.
See that could be on the poster. That
actually could be on the poster. Yeah, support the Undercat. All right, Jason, have a great weekend.
All the best, my friend.
That is Jason Gorber, Metro Morning's film columnist and editor-in-chief of ThatShelf.com.
That shelf.